So here we go, mid-August garden tour, zone 8A, Raleigh, North Carolina area. This is going to be the last video I do before I do fall color videos in a couple months. So I wanted to give you a final update during the heat of the summer. I mean, it's been a rough one. So you get to see how these cultivars are holding up, how the color's holding up. See what we got here. So we got a viridis here in mostly shade, continuing to do well. No issues whatsoever. It's a good shade plant. Gonna give great fall color. Our bloodgood has greened up for the most part, which is fine. It gave us really nice red color for several months, and now it's just gonna, be getting ready for fall color in a couple months. Really nice structure on this one. I am a big fan of that. Crimson Queen continues to stay green. It just never got any red like I thought it would. And this area in the corner gets sun maybe 2-3 hours at the end of the day and maybe 1 hour in the morning, so it's not full shade, but been very disappointed in the Crimson Queen. Now, I did notice a change with my Vidifolium over the last couple months. It kept a pretty light green color for several months, but here in the last few weeks it started to darken up a bit, but it showed no burning whatsoever. It's handling well, excellent structure, good leaf shape. It's just got a little bit darker green, but I think this is just getting ready so it can have awesome fall color. This tree is one of my favorites, Vidifolium. My Indian Summer over here didn't really darken up at all. It's still pretty much the same color it's been all year. Good tree, awesome fall color, can't wait for that. But not too much going on. It's been very similar color the last couple videos, so nothing really to talk about there. Sister Ghost still doing well in mostly shade, showing excellent variegation. It's kept its variegation all year, which is great. And just so you know, this was the tree that I had in full sun up until like early June, I think, and then I moved it. And I know they say you cannot move maples in the middle of the summer, or that you shouldn't do it, but it did fine. I mean, 0 dieback. I just put it in a pot, kept it in the shade, and it's done great. No issues whatsoever, so I'm telling you, it can be done. I started noticing that my Ryusin was losing its leaves, and I took it out of the pot and noticed that it was incredibly root browned. So put it in a bigger pot, stopped losing leaves, and it's kind of stabilizing right now. But that's why it's looking a little bit thinner. I had it in a pot that was way too small. But it should be okay. Should give great fall color. Kawayatsubusa, still doing great. It put on more new growth this year than it ever has, and I've had it for a few years. And new growth was about maybe 3-4 inches. So it's a very slow growing, but incredibly durable plant. Acer Pictum Usugumo. This part of my yard gets maybe an extra hour of sun more than the corner over here, but still not a whole lot of sun on this area. But it's still holding really good variegation, reticulation, minimum leaf burn, great structure. I just love how open this plant is and how big the leaves are. It's just a great plant. I really enjoy it. Can't wait for it to get bigger. Beni Hoshi. Nice lime green color, nice shaped leaves. Kind of waiting for the fall color on this one. Be real excited for that this fall, and then of course the spring color next year, because I got this one in the summer, so I kind of missed all of that. I haven't really seen this change much just because of when I got it, but I'll keep you posted on how that looks when it starts going through some of its transitions. Here we've got Geisha Gone Wild, and it looks a little different than last time. It's got a little more white this time, which I kind of like, because last time I took a video it was mostly green. Now I'm seeing some white in there, and that does help it kind of stand out, which I think is pretty cool. Of course, in the spring this color was pink and it was awesome, but holding up pretty good here. Cool tree. Now we're moving into the area of the yard that starts getting sun at about 1 p.m. and gets sun from 1 to like 6. I mean, we're talking 5 hours of like the most intense sun of the day around here. So this is where you start to see some trees get an actual burn. This is my bihu. In this area, it looks pretty good, but when you see the area that gets the more sun, you can see see how it's getting crispy in there. So this may not be the ideal place for this plant. I haven't decided yet. May end up moving it, but I may also give it another year or two and see if it gets a little bit bigger, if it can avoid some of that. But it definitely is tapping out here towards the end of the season. Here we have a Rhode Island red, and it's greened up quite a bit, especially on the side that gets the most sun. Still, it's not really burning though, which is pretty cool, but it's basically greened up. You'll get a little bit of color on the non-sun side. Doing pretty good. No burn, but lost all its color. Fountain of Youth, showing little to no burn. All right, get this tree branch out of there. Can't wait for the fall color on this one. Again, this was one that kind of got beat up last year, and it's still kind of recovering, which is why the shape is so odd. But overall, nothing really to report here. Definitely holding up just fine. Benikawa actually started to burn a little bit this year. You can see a little bit of it on the side here, but honestly, it wasn't that bad. This tree has been an excellent performer for me. Excellent structure, excellent shape. I love the contrast of the red bark and then the darker inner green leaves and the lighter yellow exterior leaves. This is one of my best performing plants. Now we're getting to the Hanamatoi, and all the way up until the last video, which was in June, this plant was still performing amazingly, and I noticed in the last few weeks it's really started to struggle. As you can see, it's lost quite a bit of its leaves. Even the color is really kind of muted on it now. It's definitely, it did the best it could, but it has not enjoyed the last month or so. So I'm debating on if I want to move that into more shade for next year, or if I want to give it a chance to get stronger, but definitely lost a little of its luster in the last 6 weeks. Here we have a Kiranijishi, and color is very muted, but one thing I'm kind of impressed with is that it's got little to no burn on it, which I was impressed. I thought this cultivar would be a little weaker, but honestly, holding up pretty good. Twombly's Red Sentinel's doing something I have never seen it done before. I guess I just haven't had it long enough, but it's finally putting on some like legit summer growth. And that's all. I mean, that's about almost a foot of summer growth, and it is a really bright red. Really cool. And of course, it's just putting vertical growth on there like it's supposed to, no lateral growth. So it should continue to stay nice and narrow, which is great. Over here we have the Fireglow, and of every red tree in my collection, except for maybe Red Dragon, the Fireglow's holding its red color the best. Every other red maple has greened up. Fireglow's kept its red. Very impressed with this tree, and it's probably in the heaviest sun part of my garden. So Fireglow lives up to its reputation. Great tree. Here we have Kiyohime, and another tree doing great. I see where it gets its reputation for its sun tolerance. I mean, this is in a heavy sun part of the yard and not even remotely burning. And I kind of like how dense it is. I'm getting a little bit more of an appreciation for this cultivar this year because it's really continued to dense up, even though I lost a couple trunks, you know, here, a couple branches from a some type of animal tore it up a couple years ago, but it's filling out nicely, and that's a really nice structured plant right there. Kiyohime. Here's Acer palmatum Seryu, and I mean, it is the fastest growing in my collection, and it's not even close. I mean, there's 2 feet of new growth on this, maybe 2.5 feet of new growth in some areas. I was surprised to see that the new growth got so crispy on this plant. Wasn't really expecting that. But boy, if that's what its fall color looks like, I'm gonna be in for a treat. but yeah, so definitely lives up to its hype. Very fast growing, but the new growth's burning. I'm not quite sure why. I'll keep an eye on that in the years to come. My orangeola is looking very sad, and this year it didn't put on any of its red flush summer growth like it did last year, and I was really disappointed. But I noticed something just today, actually. I looked closely at the trunk, and it's kind of messed up a little bit there, and I have no clue what caused this, or if that's even the reason it's struggling with the crisping of the leaves. So what I think I'm gonna do is dig this tree up this winter and put it in a pot and kind of nurse it for the next couple years and see if I can help it make sure that trunk's fully healed, make sure everything's good to go, because this is supposed to be fairly heat tolerant, and as you can see, it's burning quite a bit. And so I'm gonna see if I can save it. Well, we'll see. I've been very pleased with my Amber Ghost. The color's kind of muted here a little bit, kind of blend in. It's kind of hard to see, but the structure is excellent. And the thing I'm most excited with is that there's zero burn on the leaves. Zero burn, and this is the place I had the sister ghost. So I see why this gets the reputation as being the Ghost series tree with the most sun tolerance, because it has done great. Really enjoy Amber Ghost, highly recommend this one. Here we've got the Acer Pseudo Sabonianum Korean Maple, and this is kind of crazy what this one's done this year. It's definitely burned. It's definitely burned on new growth, older new growth. Like the new growth that got pushed maybe 2-3 months ago has mostly burned, but it's also got, this is all new growth just from the last like 6 weeks. And as you can see, none of that is burning, but big, huge leaves. If this really has the kind of fall color I'm expecting, then this tree may be one of my favorites in my whole collection in short time. What I think I'm gonna do though is move this tree over to the corner over here where that black pine seedling is, because that gets a little bit more shade. This is probably gonna be the biggest tree in my collection in short time. Put it back in the corner there, let it grow up, get a little protection from that sun, and I think it'll do a little bit better. I'll keep you posted on that. Here, this is currently the brightest tree in my collection, and it's not even close. This is the Iwajimu Sunaku, and ever since I got it in the middle of the summer, its colors have just been incredible. I mean, it makes my summer ghost look dark. I'm sorry, it makes my summer gold look dark. It makes my coral barks look dark. I mean, everything in my garden it makes look dark. It's just, this is a special tree. And I'm trying to figure out where I want to plant it in the ground, but curious what its fall color is going to look like. But this tree is awesome. Now we're going over to Mystic Jewel, and this has been a fun tree this year. Everywhere it's got new growth, it's got some of the most vibrant red color, new growth, big leaves that you probably see in the maple world. At least I'm not too familiar with ones that are brighter than that. I also like how some of the new growth gets kind of veiny, kind of even purpley pinky, or pink color. You can see a little bit of it here. It's really, really cool. Very vigorous too. And this is something I don't think a whole lot of people know. I mean, these leaves are big. I mean, that's a big leaf. So, very cool tree. Highly recommend it. The reason it looks so weird is that there was a long, maybe 3 feet taller last year, but it broke off during a storm. So that's why it's kind of a weird shape, but it's kind of filling out. I'm filling out nicely. All right, moving to the front yard here. Thanks for staying with me this far. I really appreciate it. I'm looking forward to making a video during fall color. That'll be the first time I've ever done that, because I'll tell you, some of these fall colors in my yard were nuts last year, so it'll be fun showing you that in a few months. So we're going over here to my slope that has the red dragon and the lemon lime lace, both of which are still holding up very nice color. of all my red lace leaves, and I've got Crimson Queen, Tamukiyama, Red Dragon, and Orangeola. Red Dragon's holding its red color the best by far. I'll show you where you can really see that. Still holding excellent red fall color. Now I'm gonna show you the lemon lime lace. This tree gets more sun than just about any tree in my entire garden. And this is very little burn and very bright greenish yellow. I absolutely love this tree. This is one of my favorites. And I want to show you something it does, because a lot of people talk about how Fire Glow, Red Dragon glows when you put sun behind it, like the red glow. But I think what gets underrated is the glow that a light green / yellow lace leaf can do. I mean, it really does kind of glow with the sun behind it. So, this is Tamukiyama. This is the most heavily sun area in my entire collection, so not surprised it greened up, but I have to admit I'm a little bummed about that. Tamukiyama is supposed to be one of the best ones at holding its color, but it's not burning. I'll give it credit for that. And it did something this year that it normally doesn't do, is it put off quite a bit of new growth with those red flushes, which is pretty cool. So little to no burn, but definitely greened up quite a bit, unfortunately. Here's my Ginkgo American. I want to share something with you all. There was a late cold spell in like March, and all these leaves drooped down, and I thought I lost it. And I posted pictures online, and a lot of people in the group thought it was going to die as well. But in a few days, it perked right back up. So ginkgos will droop their leaves. You'll be really worried about it, but next thing you know, everything's fine. It all comes back, doesn't drop any leaf. It's just keeps on going. Very durable, and this is in a heavy sun spot of my garden. No burn at all. It's doing great. Here we've got Kamagata, and it's put out some pretty cool new growth this year. I mean, very nice. Very nice. There's even an area over here. I've never seen anything quite like this. It's almost, let me see if I can show you this. It's almost like a pinkish cream color. I'd never seen anything quite like that on this Kamagata. Little to no burn, even though it's in as full sun as you can get, even on the new growth, very little burn. This tree's a tank, and it may not be quite as flashy as some other trees, but you show me a tree that's in, next to a brick house in full sun, late afternoon sun, zone 8A, that isn't burnt to a crisp and looks as good as that, even the new growth isn't burning. I'd love to see one. It's hard to beat Kamagata for that. Crimson Queen over here, greening up quite a bit, but showing little to no burn. Almost done. Summer Gold, looking good. Little to no burn. This area gets afternoon sun from about maybe 2 o'clock to like 7 on the back porch. Doing great. Shadava Gold. Continue to do good. A little bit darker leaves, but this is winter interest plant with the green bark. Shishigahara. Doing good. Little to no burn. Peve Starfish doing great. Most of these trees are all greened out. No real color interest here. Thunderhair Black Pine, putting on some nice growth. I'm going to finish over here, and this is where it gets a little more interesting. Tattoo continuing to look great. The Toyama Nishiki. Remember, this is the one that I told you I transplanted from my parents' house, and was in rough shape all year, and I wasn't expecting this to look good at all this year, but every once in a while it puts on growth like that and kind of lets me see what it could be like next year as it gets a little more accustomed to this pot. Keep an eye on it, but that's pretty cool. Now this one I wanted to show you, because this is interesting. So this is the Lillian's Jewel, and it had completely defoliated during the time of my last video, and it put on all this growth. I mean, just came right back out, came out swinging. So don't lose hope. if one of your plants loses all its foliage because you have it in too much sun or it just gets stressed, just put it in a more desirable location, you know, less sun, you know, take care of it a little bit more, and it can come back and give you some really cool color. Gonna finish up with the Arium, Dancing Peacock, Japanese Princess, Mayday, Baldsmith, and Golden Falls. I'm not really zooming into any of those right now because they're all basically just green. This area gets morning sun, you know, but nothing really happening with these colors, so maybe it doesn't get quite enough sun, but yeah, there you go. Next video is going to be showing fall color. I'll probably do 2 videos for that because you all know that these trees don't always hit fall color at the same time, but that'll be fun. Looking forward to it. Talk to y'all then.